Hey Louise here, and I am so excited to show you what we can do with just 3 charm squares. I have 3 layered, and I have a focal fabric and 2 background fabrics, and this little guy wants to move on me. Don't let him move. Keep him still. Keep him in place. And now each of these are set for what I'm going to do. But first, I need to cut these diagonally. Are you following with me yet? Oh my goodness, this is going to be so awesome. All right, stick around. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you what we're making. Well, had you guessed already what we're making with our pieces that we cut? These little squares are going to come out at 3.5 inches. So we do 2 on one side, 2 on the other. And now I'm going to show you how to trim these. And because they're small, they're pretty easy to do just with a regular ruler. Tell you what, I'll do one each way. So this one, I'm going to just come over 3.5 inches. I want to make sure this is aligned on the grid so that I don't have any points that I'm cutting off when I trim. And so everything needs to be over the line. If anything like this, if I bring this up here, can you see down here, and I bring it above the line, that's going to come up short. So make sure those pieces are all within that 3.5. So if you do it here and here, we're good. And now we're going to come over here to 3.5, and we're going to cut it this way. And I'm going to double check. See, there's a lot here I'm cutting, and I want to make sure I'm not cutting off more than I should be. And I'm going to flip it over, and I like doing opposite sides. It just sort of works for me. And there we are, and we're going to go to 3.5 inches and just a little bit there. Okay, now I'm going to come this way. This one, actually, that one looks pretty darn good. There is a little bit right here that's going to have to come off, so I need to make sure this overlays the line by that seam that is coming up a bit long. And let's see, 3.5, 1, 2, 3.5, and look at, we got a lot more coming off this side. The other thing, as you're cutting, double check that you're not cutting more than 1/4 inch close to your seam allowance. Remember, we need 1/4 inch from here to here on all your points. And there we are. Okay, so that's how we do it with a straight ruler. And if you're going to do it with a square ruler, you're going to pretty much do the same thing. I like having this grid in the background because it's a small square. I can kind of keep my eye on things. And I line up these 2 sides, making sure they're over the line. And then I'm going to come here and get on my, let's see, 1, 2, 3.5. And I hope I said 3.5 and not 3.25. I have this momentary lapse here where I'm thinking, did I say 1/4 or half? This is definitely 3.5. Okay, so not much on that corner, but let's see what we need to do right here. Line this up, and I'm putting it right next to or on the line so I don't come up short. And again, 3.5. We've got 3.5 here and 3.5 here. Everything looks beautiful. And you see, there's that little piece that was poking out on the other side. And then we take this off. But when I'm cutting this, I want to make sure that my 1/4 inch is in there and it's really tight. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit, so that my 1/4 inch is going to be outside my seam allowance. So I'll come back this way, and I may have to trim off more on the other side. And so when I'm at 3.5 all the way around, see, there's that little bit. So by doing this, I made sure that I had 1/4 inch all the way around. But wait, I see 3 blocks. What do you think happened to the 4th? Well, I'm sure this has never happened to you. But I'm sewing along, and I'm going, I'm missing a... Oh, there's my triangle. Look at that. I put 2 of them together. The fabric was thin enough, and I was going kind of lickety-split. There you go. We'll fix that and come back. But now there's one other thing we're going to do. And I'm going to take one more charm square, a contrasting or accent or whatever you want. I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to cut it in half one more time. And I want to make sure I get these overlapped. Okay, so we got 2 1/2. I'm going to cut it at 1 1/4. And so there's 1 inch and 1 1/4. And I'm just going to make sure I've got that extra there. And now I'm going to have this very sweet little block. Whoops, I'm getting out of the camera, sorry. We've got our squares on point, also known as economy block. Now, this does often have a second round of squares, but this is also called an economy block. And I have some pictures from back in the 1800s I'm going to show you a little bit when some of these were being made. And so what I will do here is I'm going to put a strip here, and I'm going to put a strip here, a strip here, and a strip here, and my poor little guy is going to go right there. But now what I'm going to do is take one more charm square, and I cut it in 4 first, and now I'm going to cut this in 4. And that's going to be my cornerstone for the center. Okay, so I need to go to 1 1/4. I don't want to cut that guy up there. So line it up, 1 1/4. No, wait, 1 1/4, not 3/4. Oh, do you see that? Oh, I almost did it. I almost did it. And now do the same thing this way. And we're going to go 1 1/4 all the way around. And we are going to have a cornerstone. How cute is this? Wait till you see what I'm making with this. Absolutely adorable. Look at how beautiful they are, these wonderful strips. And then look at this. Oh, let me get rid of that gray thread that I'm using. It stands out too much. There we go. Look at that. Won't that be gorgeous? And then we get some pieces. You know what I'm thinking is maybe come out with a bright red around the edge. I don't know. Haven't quite decided. But right now, I'm really liking this. One beautiful economy block. It's assembled, it's pressed, it's trimmed, and it comes up just shy of 7 1/2. If you take scant seam allowance, you'll probably get the full 7 1/2, but I'm more at 7 3/8. But I'm just using one block, so as long as it's square, that's fine. Now I'm going to show you how to finish this. All right, I have this quilted. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? And the back is so cute with a little snowman. And you can see I took about 3/4 inch strip quilting here, just running along. But you know what? That was the wrong choice. To do it again, I would either go straight diagonally or do a curve, because look at what happened. As I'm stitching, it's pulling this piece back and forth a little bit. And you see it almost looks a little wonky. So next one that I'm going to do, because I want to do a couple of these, I just think they're so pretty, I will definitely do a diagonal. Now, let's just get this straight up here. I'm going to trim this, and then, let's see, let's get this over, make sure I'm there, and then I'll put the binding on. And I have some pretty binding here. The dark green, actually, it's the same as the one in between. And that worked out really well because I think that will be a very nice complement. Now, after that quilting, my block shrunk to about 7 1/4. And that's okay because that's a good size. This, though, measured, I'm trying to remember, it was not quite 4 inches. Yeah, so it was 3 3/4. So I cut it to 1 7/8, just a scant bit short of 2 inches. And because this is pretty darn thin, that should be definitely good enough. And I'm putting this horizontal so I can just come in and trim a little bit off here. And hopefully we're going to be somewhat square, but you know what? This is going to be the cutest little mug rug, and no one's going to measure corner to corner to see if we did it exactly where we needed to. We did pretty darn close. All right, there it is. I'll put the binding on and show you. Isn't this pretty? I love how it turned out. And there's not a huge contrast here, but I really like that overall look of the Christmassy colors, the green and red, and bring some burgundy and dark evergreen in there. I think it's beautiful. And of course, this is my favorite. So you know, this is mom and dad and aunt and uncle's side, but the kids and the cousins and probably even the grandparents are going to love the fun side. So we're covered both ways. Make a bunch of them. Everybody's going to want one when they come to your house for the holidays, for that cup of tea or cocoa or special coffee latte that you're making. But I hope you have a chance to make this. There is a tutorial you can download. I made an extra block just for the tutorial and have it all laid out with the steps and measurements so you know exactly how to do this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. This has been such a fun project for me to do. And like I said, there will be more coming. So you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again for being here. And I look forward to spending more time with you again.